Alrighty, this is King Rose TN with my submission for Sonic 3D Blast 100% or good ending for SGDQ 2019. In this game, we're going to get all the Chaos Emeralds. Alright, so we're going to jump right into Green Grove 1. So this level is same as the bad ending run. Well, we're just going to straight up and go ahead and beat it. So in this game, our goal is to collect all the flickies in each area of each act. Each area has 5 flickies. Each act has a different amount of areas between 2 and 3. So once we get all 5, we're going to throw them in this ring. They're going to disappear and go home. And we're going to go on to the next area. So in green 1, we only have 2 areas here. So we're going to jump down and try to get the wasp in the air. We just missed him. We're going to get the speed shoes here, hopefully. We're going to get our homing power up to make these last 3 flickies pretty easy here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to jump up here. Use that spring to propel us up the little ramp. Up and around. We've got 1 flicky left. We're going to use our home and get him and jump in here. Now, when the ring has the X underneath it, that means it is the end of the level. Sonic will now teleport to the next area. So that's green 1. 52 is not a bad time there. Not bad at all. So now we're going to green 2. So this is where we're going to get our first Chaos Emerald. So each Chaos Emerald, you need 50 rings. Yes, I said 50. Just like any other Sonic game we got. Alright, so in this game, it's a little hard to get 50 because if you take damage, your whole route does change. Alright, so I know here, I can't remember the number off the top of my head. Actually, I think it's like 39. Is that 38? 39 is what I need. So I'm actually on top there. So once I get 39 rings, I can clear that first area. So we're have a good ring route. So now when I go all the way down the bottom, I'm going to bounce off the wall. Boom, there's my 50th ring, and I'm going to run straight over to get Knuckles. So in order to get Chaos Emeralds, it's not like you go into, in a way, a special ring, or you go on the kind of like Sonic 3, or you're going into a checkpoint and you jump on top like Sonic 2. We're going to find Knuckles or Tails. Now, each area, you have 3 areas in each special stage. You have to go 50, 100, 150. In most of the special stages, you can get 150 by the end of Area 2. So pretty much Area 3 is I'm just dodging everything else. You want to get as close to 150 as you can without going over to potentially save some time at the end for the ring countdown. So Knuckles will always have the same background. So it's the red kind of lava, a little darker background. When we get Tails, you're gonna see Tails like in the sky. It's a blue background, so it's like he's flying. That's what I'm guessing they come from. So there's our first Chaos Emerald. So I believe, like other Sonic games, I'm completely unsure. We're gonna leave this with 0 rings now. So right there is one of the few areas where you actually might die when you come out of if you're not paying attention. Because that little bomb will blow up and just take you out. So now we're on here. We are introduced to our red flicky, and we get the speed shoes to help speed up as well. So the red flickies will jump around. So I'm hoping I don't take damage to show that around. But as you can see behind me, each flicky is a different color. There's a few different colors. You got blue, purple, green, and red. So pretty much blue and purple are nice to you. They kind of stay in the area that where you're at. The red flickies, when they land, they'll jump back and forth. So they stay in pretty much the same area, but they're just jumping up and around. So it can be a little bit tricky to get them there. The green flickies that we're going to see in the next area, they'll wander. And they're RNG based. That's really the only RNG you get in the game. But tendencies that they don't want to come near you. But that's green 2. So we're on to the first boss. Alright. So our first boss, he just drops a giant spike ball. And it chases you around for a few hits here. So as you're going to see, so I'm going to go underneath him, try to get him to drop right away. I'm going to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We want to get the ball to land back in a circle. Each time he drops it, you can take 2 hits. So I'm 2 for 2 right now. And 4 for 4 on hits. So we don't want to make him move at all. And we make him move a little bit. Not a bad first boss, though. So we can get that spike ball to land right in the circle perfectly each time, and that's ultimately the time save. 25 is pretty good. 24, I believe, is the best that you can get here. So now we're going to Rusty 1. Rusty 1, I said my bad ending commentary as well, that this is my favorite music in the game. Now, again, you can't hear the music because I'm just commenting over the run here. but it has some of the best music in the entire game, in my opinion. The soundtrack for 3D Blast is actually pretty good, if I'm not mistaken myself. So that's already Rusty 1. So we're on to the second area. So in the second area, we're introduced to these little spin platforms. Now, this is the only section in the entire game, well, section, but the only level act, I guess you could say, in the entire game that has a spin platforms. So we're going to spin to take those little pillars away. So we're going to see it again right here. This is the longest spin section of the whole game. So we're going to go down the stairs. You got to stay under control. Dodge those spikes. If you get too wide, there's a flamethrower right there. We hit the B. We take the last pillar out. Now we skip it so we can run back, because now if I hit that platform closer to the wall, the blue flicky will actually walk out to me, so I don't got to go all the way back up in there. So now we're down here to area 3. We get the crocodile. We're going to jump down the B. Can we get him? Oh, sorry, there's another crocodile. My bad. We're going to jump over that, hit the B, jump down to this third crocodile. Not take damage, but I did. The blue flicky will come down the stairs. We're going to jump on the B here, and we're going to try to dunk it, and I missed the dunk as well. So I'm not a very good basketball player. Sonic wouldn't make it for the NBA there. But there's Rusty 1, and we're good to go. So now we're going to Rusty 2. All right, so Rusty 2, we have a couple more spin platforms, but they're very short. They're not nearly as long as that other section from Rusty 1. So we're going to get our flicky. We're going to jump up top. We're going to dodge those spin platforms, get our B. We're going to dodge these. Well, I want to dodge, but I'm not very good at dodging, apparently. We're going to get our third B. We're going to jump on the crocodile. We're going to use this crocodile here, and we're going to try to dunk it. Can we do it? Nope, Sonic missed again. So again, Sonic won't make a good basketball player. So we're going to use this spring to propel us up this hill to dodge the first ramp, and we're going to use it to dodge the third ramp. So we get enough momentum, we can go straight up there. We use that spin platform real quick, take out the pillar. We're going to roll down the stairs at the end, dodge the flamethrower, get our next B, and kill this crocodile as well right here. We're going to hug this wall so we don't get stuck on the bottom there. We're going to get the B, and we're going to get the spin shoes. See if we can roll. Yep, could roll. We're going to jump over the pit of misery, but we don't get above the ledge. I call it the pit of misery because if you fall down there, by goodness, you're going to die. So dilly dilly there. So now we're going up here. We're going to get this crocodile. Now, this is the only part of the game where you get 2 flickies. You get a bee and a crocodile. When you tell me what you get a bee and a crocodile crosses with, I don't know. We'll figure that out, I'm sure, someday. Sonic needs to have an enemy that's a bee and a crocodile combined. So our last spin platform, well, sorry, second to last because we got one right here. But all the spin platforms are really close, as you can see. It takes about 2 seconds to spin, take on those pillars. There's nothing in the way. And we're good to go there. So now we're on the next boss. This is the first boss that has a legitimate speed strat. I guess the first boss has a little bit of one too. But what we're going to try to do is we're going to damage boost up on top of the arm. We get that very well. We're going for 5 hits. There's 3, 4, and 5. Now the fourth and fifth hit, you can run off of his paw. Now, where I was a teeny bit slow, that 5th hit, if I would have ran off, I would have missed hitting him in the head and him in the body and died. So I just went ahead and jumped on the 5th hit. So now we're going to Spring Stadium. All right, Spring Stadium, very colorful level. A lot of springs, as you can tell by the name, as we're going to see here. So what we're going to do is I like Spring 1 because we get a power-up. However, in this, we're getting our second Chaos Emerald. So there's the introduction of the jumping flicky. We've seen him before, but we haven't seen him jump yet. So I get my little power-up for the very beginning. We're going to get a couple of these guys. I think we're going to need like 36-ish rings is what I want. 37, something like that. In this first area. I can't never fully remember here. So I'm getting those there just in case. So the biggest part from the good ending here is your ring route. To be able to maximize the rings that you're going to order so you don't have to double back around here. So I get 1 ring there. We can get this guy here. And there's 3 rings up this thing. So maximize that. Perfect. And I'm my first look at Tails. So now as you can see, Tails, we're in the sky. It looks like we're on top of the earth, to be honest. Like I always thought that was like land when I was growing up as a kid, and under there was like, obviously it looks like water, but I don't really know. It's the same, over and over again. So if you stare at it too long, you get dizzy. Like I feel like I'm gonna get dizzy if I'm just looking at the back. So I focus on Sonic up in the middle, and again we're going 50, 100, 150. Again, most of these I should be able to get 150, so I got in the first time and I got it 150 there with plenty of time to spare, and even the second area. So these special stages are probably some of the easiest special stages that you're going to have in all Sonic games, to be honest. This is one of the only Sonic games that I've fully completed on my own for like 100%. I've beaten a lot of Sonic games in the past, but I've never collected all the Chaos Emeralds. So this was definitely a run that I wanted to do for that. So save some time there. So now we're jumping straight out of here, and we're gonna finish the level. So we'll only see one level here that we're gonna have multiple Chaos Emeralds on. So pretty much you're gonna get a Chaos Emerald per little area here, and it's according to your route that you're on. So we have it kind of mapped to where you're gonna get the most rings. So some runners do change it up a little bit for where they get their Chaos Emeralds, but I like this route the way it is currently. I don't know of a much significantly faster way. Most of the other routes are not that much faster. Now, I did miss getting the early cycle on him there, so it's going to be a little bit of a time loss. Excuse me. You can hit him in the air, jumping down, but I missed a jump, and instead of being smart and just staying on the ground, I decided to, go and jump up in the air and try to get him. And obviously, when he's puffed up like that, you're going to take your damage. But that's the end of Spring 1. So now we're going to Spring 2, where we're going to get our third Chaos Emerald. Now, this is the one where you can choose Knuckle or Tails. It does not matter what you do. Essentially, Knuckles would be faster because he's closer to where you're at, and you'll see what I mean. They're standing next to each other. Now, my momentum normally takes me to Tails, to be honest, because he's kind of over a hill. So we want, I believe, 42 after this first section. So after the first, all the area, we want at least 42 rings. If my memory serves me correctly here. So we get as many as we can. There is one ring box at the bottom of this hill. So we really want 32, because we're going to get this ring box here. A little slow. We're going to stop there, get that 42 on the dot, get up the hill, get in the ring, and then we're going to go through a little spin. We're going to kind of go down through here, and we're going to pause it and go right to the left. There's 48, and then down there is, bam, there it makes 50. So when I'm running, when you get full speed, Knuckles is closer to the edge, but Tails is where my guy lands. So I normally go Tails, but it doesn't matter what you get to. Essentially, you would think, I know Knuckles could technically be a little bit harder. I think there's more spike balls at Knuckles, maybe, because he's kind of a quote-unquote evil character, if you want to say that right. But now we're in our third Chaos. So the more that we do these would be good times for, like, a donation or two, because we have... it's the same thing, 50, 100, 150, so you can drop in some donations each time we're doing a special stage, because it's the same thing pretty much over and over again. You're going to get more and more spike balls, but it doesn't make it any more challenging. Like I said, I should be at 150 at every single time through the second area, except for maybe in the last one I might be a little bit short. So, I mean... So we finished Chaos 3. Now we're going back to Spring Stadium. So we're going to jump out, and we're immediately going to roll right down the hill here. That's what I'm going to try to do. So get the crab, come up and around. We're going to jump. We're going to hit the tarantula. We're going to try to jump straight up from here, get the balloon, hit the spring to get the mosquito. Jump up there, get all the way up. Now, I don't want to take all 3 platforms, but I lost a little momentum, so I had to take all 3 instead of just taking 2. Now we're going to hug the wall over here, jump straight through, so very good. Didn't hit a single bumper, single little spring platform there. We're going to get the last flicky for this area, and there we go. So now we're in area 3. Area 3 can be a little bit tricky, especially if you don't have a power-up now. There's a home and power-up in the first area. Now for the good ending, it doesn't matter, because if I get that flicky there, or I'm sorry, the Chaos Emerald where I get it, you lose it anyway, so there's no sense in getting that. However, the last flicky right here coming up can be the hardest, so you have to give a good setup. So I took damage there, so that's where it can be kind of nuts, because they just move around, they're all over the javelin, so that's not a bad recovery. Obviously, ideally, you don't want to hit that at all. But I guess my PB was pretty rough anyways, because I ended up saving 2 seconds when I took damage there, so that's still pretty solid for me. So here is the boss run killer for a lot of runs. So we're going to try for quick hits here. I think I'm going to be able to get 4. You can get all 8s in right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, and there's slow 4. All right, so now I'm going to have to come up here and do it the kind of the intended way. You can land back up there and make it a little bit faster. So the last 4 are pretty fast, but that 4th hit in general is kind of slow. But you can get all 8 hits sitting right there on the middle square, and only a few people have done that. Normally 6 is on average. I'm still pretty much mastered 4, but I haven't gotten 6 quite yet down. So now we're at Diamond Dust, so we're going for our 4th Chaos Emerald. We're going to dodge that freeze platform, and we're going to hopefully hit this guy right. Perfect. Look at that. Very nice. He can be very tricky if he starts sliding around. Rings do not matter for this first section as long as I don't take damage. There's so many, and you get so many from the area that you'll have more than enough to get the first Chaos Emerald. So we're already at 36, so we're looking good here. So now we're going to use this spring to push us across. We're going to jump over that little bumper, whatever you want to call that there. Go down, and we'll be at 50 pretty much right after this. So now the first time and only time we're going to see this, there's this trick called flicky flagging. So what happens is I'm going to roll over these flickies, and you're saying I'm not going to collect them. So what happens is if you get a flicky out of its robot version, and you enter a special stage, when you come out of the special stage, all the flickies will be around you. So this is the only case that I've actually am going to use that in this run. So I only have one on me, so when I come on this level, I will have 3. So now again, here would be a good time for some donations. So it's about like a minute or so of just kind of collecting the rings, going through here. Let's see if I can get to 150 again through area 2. Looks like it's going to be almost no problem. Yeah, there we go. So again, yeah, that'd be perfect time for 1 or 2 quick donations before we get out of this this area here and end up with our 4th Chaos Emerald coming right on up. So we got our blue emerald. So we're gonna finish Diamond 1, which is just well, no, there's this. See, now I have 3. So there's my flicky flagging. There. So now we have like a snow waterfall again. For whatever reason, that it's just a giant snow river. I don't think I've really seen, I guess, too much of that in the games. Like a giant avalanche, maybe, I don't know. Non-stop avalanche. So that's area 2. So we got one more area here coming in for Diamond 1. We're gonna roll down here. We're gonna try to pop this snowman right there. Use that to propel us up on top of the penguin. Jump down around, and we're off and running. Now here's a snowman right here. So jump to the corner. Oh, excuse me. There's Flicky 2. Jump over the spikes. We're gonna roll this snowman right here. Soup. Now sometimes you can roll and get an instant kill, so the Flicky comes out. Now that's the tough part. The kangaroo bunny pogo stick guy wants to jump towards you, and if you don't jump just high enough, he doesn't hit you, but he hits your flickies. So your flickies fall off and kind of messes you up. So you got to collect them. That has a fast recovery though. So now we're at the instance where this is the only time we're going to see numerous Chaos Emeralds in one level in this run. Stupid damage. Don't know why I took it there. Losing ton. Wow, that's just a bad spot here. So losing tons of time. So my flickies took damage. I don't even remember that. So trying to collect all these rings here, jumping up and around. Get the bunny, jumping around there. So I only need really, I believe it's like 16 to come through here. The more rings, the better that you have, obviously, because there's this ring set. There's 34. So now there's potentially 2 guys I can get. So almost you can flicky flag in here, I guess. I don't always do it. You can get 2 guys here. Run straight through there, and there's my 50. There we go. So now we're back into Chaos 5. So there's more donations running through this. So let's see if we can end up with our 150 again through section 2. And we're going to go. Look at that. 5 for 5. So basically section 3. So I wish there was something in this game that, this could have completely avoided section 3. But it is what it is. So you're just dodging a bunch of stuff here. I'm in the sky running a giant thing in the sky. Whatever it is. So there's Chaos 5. So now we're going to come right out. And all the rings are going to be back. Okay. All the rings are going to be back. And I believe I'm going to grab the power up here. Just because I want to make sure I don't take damage. So what I need here is, I believe it's 22. So I can get those rings there, come down, get the kangaroo, bunny, get the snowman, get all these rings down here, and I'm good to go. So I'm at 25 now. So I think I need a minimum of 22 to get through there. Because when I jump on the spring platform, you get automatic rings. and there's 8 at the bottom right in front of Knuckles. So I get rings here, I get them there. So I can get 2, and we're good to go. So now we're only 7 away. So there's 8 at the bottom. Leave that extra 1, get Knuckles, and we jump right into Chaos 6. So now again, our Chaos Emerald here. See, as you can see, Knuckles, there's always a lot of spikes. I think there's more spikes in Knuckles than there is in Tails. Now, like now it doesn't matter what you do. Um, there's technically 14 special stages. Like each one has their first special stage, each has the 2 and 3 and so forth. So whoever you pick, their special stage does change a little bit. So it's not identical. Like Knuckles 1 isn't identical to Tails 1, if I'm not mistaken. Because I know for a fact Knuckles 3 starts with the little spike ball in front and Tails doesn't. Um, so it all depends on what you choose. But in that case, we're doing Tails and Knuckles. So we're going right here. So we're going to finish Diamond 2, which is just the next 5 clickies right here. So we're getting that guy, the 2 penguins. So now we got a snowman coming up right here. He shoots behind the screen, so as long as you don't get in front of him, you're okay. I did miss the first jump, so it could make it a little sketch. We got our bunny pogo stick guy sitting right there for the 4th, and then we got a penguin sitting at the top. So a very quick Diamond 2 to finish it off after the thing. So essentially, Diamond 2 is the longest level in this game because we're getting 2 Chaos Emeralds followed by, to finish the level. So it does take a little bit extra time to go through there. So now we got our boss of Diamond Dust. On this boss, you can't really do anything to speed it up. You can hit him, I guess, sooner. So when he's coming down, there's a time frame that you can hit him before he gets on the ground crawling. So the sooner you can get him as he's coming down, the better. So it makes him go up that much faster. But if you go a little early, you're going to take damage and so forth. But I like to play it safe and kind of definitely make sure that I'm going to hit him versus trying to go a little early and save that potential 1 second. Because if you take damage, you're going to lose more time and you can even die because your invincibility frames in this game can be a little sketch. Like you're not actually able to hit when you're invincible at certain times. I have taken damage and then died while inside of him trying to hit him when I was definitely like on his head or something. So better to be safe than sorry on that level. So a solid boss fight there. You can get a 49, but again, a 50 is not bad at all. So now going to Volcano 1. So Volcano 1 stays the same. So there are some certain runners that will get a Chaos Emerald in Volcano 1. Again, I like the route that I'm using personally. It seems pretty fluid, so I like to stick with where I'm at. So Volcano 1 is just a normal level. We're getting through as fast as we can. We got to grab the invincibility power up to get through the entire first area here pretty much. Now, if we get through that fast enough, which I probably didn't here. Well, I did. I just got it there. You're able to run and actually hit that enemy without having to jump on them. Dodging those flamethrowers, getting through the little hole, sliding through here, getting that little buddy right there, jumping on that platform to hit the dude right in the air. As you're already spinning or you're rolling in the air, you can get a hit. Get our last guy there and end area 2. So now coming out of area 2, you're going to see me kind of do a little run back. Now, I'm despawning or not allowing the flamethrower, these fireballs there to spawn. So if you go too far, you can't run straight from there off that and into the next area. You need a little bit of momentum to get up the hill. So I like to kind of do a little turn back in a way to not let the fireballs spawn because you can actually get hit by those fireballs. Now, that doesn't really do much to you. Obviously, just waste time as you take damage. You do fall down the pit, but I mean, it's an easy recovery. But last 5 flickies, pretty simple. And we're on to the next Volcano Valley. Now, we are getting the last Chaos Emerald. Now, unlike other Sonic games, though, when you get the 7 Chaos Emeralds, you don't turn Supersonic. Right? There you don't get 50 rings and turn Supersonic. That allows you to get the hidden boss, I guess, in the end. So I'm gonna jump on that flyer box, which makes the rest of the level very easy as long as you maintain fire. However, as you saw right before I got the fire box, there's little fireballs that jump in front of me. Now, if you don't, if you run into those fireballs, for some reason they will actually damage you. I don't know why, what their programming is. It's a little bit of a glitch for some reason because you're immune to fire. Well, apparently not, because you can actually take damage there. So you have to hit that and go off to the side, or hit the box and jump straight over, depending on your setup there. So our last Chaos Emerald, we're going to spin dash to there, get tails, and we're good to go. So this would essentially be, well, not the last spot of donations or boss, so we can definitely again use donations here. Let's see if we can get our 150 through to. I think I get a little short here, to be honest. So as you can see, though, the speed does increase. So it does make it more challenging, but again, with a little bit of practice, these spike balls never change. So tail 7 is always the same tail 7. I do come up just 3 rings short from getting my 150. So we're going to dodge a bunch of this, and we're going to get our last Chaos Emerald here. And there we go. So that's Chaos 7. So now we're going to finish Volcano Valley 2, which is just this little area here. Now, this does get a little sketch because it can be tricky because we're always used to using this with our flame power up. Like that makes it tricky to be just enough on the right side. This guy here. Then we're jumping down and get the mosquito here. We got like a little dragon guy there. What do you want to call him? Now this part can be a little tricky here. We're getting our shield power up so that way when we jump across, we don't take damage there at all. Now, even if he doesn't hit you, the flamethrowers can technically snipe your tail off. So as you see Sonic run really fast, he gets a bunch of flickies behind him. That flamethrower can just snipe them, and then you're stuck in an infinite loop of just chasing them over the fire pit, through the flamethrowers. An absolute nightmare. So rather be safe than sorry and grab his shield, and we're good. So one of the easiest bosses are right here. So all we're going to do when he gets down, we're going to jump on his head, and we're just going to keep running and jump right into him there. He shoots his little flamethrower at you, and you can get him to like cycle over your head. You can actually jump over it. 7 hits later, he's done. Call it wraps, and we're moving on to Gene Gadget 1, which is the second to last acts of the game. So now Gene 1 definitely steps up the difficulty with all the enemies are on cannons. They've got shock floors. You've got enemies that can actually shoot stuff at you now. You have the squids. I think is right here. You can shoot a ball at you. The mousers are kind of coming to you. They kind of don't. If you get hit there, it's kind of nuts. But a good first area there. Now we're gonna spin roll this power up, I believe, for my timing. So we're gonna keep going down. Boom, jump up, roll the mouse there, get him right back, and we're good to go. Now the blue shield, which is nice, it does not allow you to take damage electric floor. So it's nice to have that in certain parts. In Gene 1 and Gene 2, you'll see me use it obviously right there. In Gene 2, I'll use it as well. So now we got a squid. He's going to shoot one time at him over his head. We got our blowfish. We're going to jump to the side. So we do see an enemy repeat at least once there because we haven't seen the other enemies yet. Mouse kill. So this last area is very simple. So we're going to jump up this hill. We're going to kill this octopus right here. We're going to roll down, kill this mouse right here. Blowfish sitting there, pop him up there. We're going to run past this, jump on the fans, float up here, octopus, and we're going to take our last little area and end the area right here. So that was a very, very good Gene 1. Very fast. That can be kind of hard to do consistently fast in my time here. So now we're going to Gene 2. Now we're going to go down here first. Now down here is what happens when you mess up on this next hill part. So you'll see that in the next area. So we're going to get that flicky. We're going to come up. We're going to take this little spin platform up here to get this mouse for flicky 2. Now we're going to go to the giant slope. So this can be kind of a run killer, but it's become a lot more mundane as of late. So we're going to get the octopus here to the right. We're going to go all the way back across. We're going to get the mouse here. We're going to wait for it to jump over that. Now we're going to run. We're going to take one jump on the mouse here, get the flicky, and run around the cannon. So it looks somewhat difficult, that part right there, that you can kind of get sketched out, but very, very often it becomes the same every single time if you've done it enough. Now, if you do take damage there, you can get knocked down the hill, and it'll take you where we got the first flicky at. So it can be very very hard to get past that. So now we're going to see this. I'm going to roll. So essentially, I would almost take damage there if not for my blue shield. And I use that also just in case I get hit by the cannon. So we've got one more flicky. We're going to take the puffer fish. We're going to stand right here and we're going to jump straight across. Knock him perfectly out. Collect him very good. Now, they can be very hard to collect on the fans sometimes. They get very tricky. A very good gene too as well. So my genes in this, they're phenomenal. They're very, very, very fast. They can be very hard to replicate though. For some reason, you just make one small mistake, and that goes for this game in general. When you make one small mistake, it always compounds into a big mistake for whatever reason it is. You're not like, oh, I just missed a jump. Like missing a jump takes damage. Your flickies get everywhere. Just not what you want to be. Now this boss fight here would be another good boss fight for some donations. It's probably one of the longest boss fights outside of the last two now. It's the longest that you're going to have to do. There's no way to speed it up. He goes side to side. You dodge these little spike platforms underneath him. You time it, you jump up, and you hit him. Now, you can actually, I don't know if I end up doing it or not, you can see me sliding like that. If you're aiming the right direction, you can slide against the wall. I kind of did that there a little bit, and if you hold in place. A lot of people just sit in one spot. I like to move around a little bit, make it a little more interesting, and it helps me position myself more for what I need to do. But you can sit in one spot on the wall, and you're not going to get hit. I kind of do it right there, as you can see. So your momentum, your angle is actually pushing me diagonally into the wall, and it doesn't make me go all the way down the hill. But if I stop moving my D-pad, then I'm going to fly down the back of the conveyor belt there. So we got 1 or 2 more hits left. And we're done with the boss fight here. So now we're going to the last levels of the game. Panic Puppet. Alright. Panic 1's not too bad. Panic 2 can be a little more stressful. So Panic 1 is the only area in the game where you're collecting only 5 flickies. So all you've got is 5 flickies here. So we're going to get the first one. We're going to change the switch to make the conveyor belt go the way that we want it to, because it'll push us backwards here. And we're going to run straight through. Dodge a mine, set up in the middle, and we're just going to use this to jump on the moving platform. So one of the very few moving platforms that are in this game. We're going to get this next flicky here. Dodge. Almost took damage there, but we're going to dodge that. Come up here, come up and around. Get another blue flicky. And then we're going to get our last purple flicky. Now, if you hug the wall there, the balls do not get you. They disappear before they can reach that cannon for some reason there. So now we're going to go up and around. No invincibility power up, taking the fast strats there. No time to slow down to get invincibility. Now, if you angle yourself just right, you can loop yourself around the way it is. Now, you jump on this platform just a little bit, so don't take it all the way. We're going to jump on the little tarantula-looking guy, up and around. That bomb does not affect us, and we're good to go. So that's already Panic 1. Saved a half second there, so very good. So now we're on to Panic 2. Panic 2 has no flickies whatsoever. Alright, no flickies. But there's one platforming part. Really, it feels like the only actual platforming in this entire game that really means anything. So we've got one platforming part coming up on this next section. So we're going to jump over this, jump down here, go through this, and it's going to shoot us all the way down. We're going to hang tight against the wall again. So if you hang tight against the wall, you do not take damage to that electricity. We're going to dodge that guy again right there. Dodge that ball there. And here it is, the platform. So this platform moves away from you every single time. No matter how fast you get here, it moves around. So there we go. I teleported through the platform there. So I was caught up on there. I moved a little bit to the side and I teleported through it. Now, I don't know why you can phase through that, but as you can see, I was on the platform and he just goes through. There's other times where I've done it and I just go completely through. I won't even touch the platform. Take an intentional hit there, up and around, and we're good to go. So I used to call it Robotnik's nose because for whatever reason we want to go in the nose to get in his brain, I guess. I don't know why they have that look the way it is. So we're now in what would be the final boss for a bad ending run, but now this is actually just the panic boss. All right. So our first section here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make his arm hit us 4 times. So we got to get under his little shadow. It'll attack us, come down, and we hit the little blue thing next to it there. So it's ideally to, after you hit the blue arm, the blue ball, to like land right next to the platform. and he'll hit you again. That's the only area that you can lose a lot of time there. The next two sections can be very mundane because you're literally just running around dodging fire. So you're gonna hit the arm. Each arm in each section takes 4 hits apiece, so a total of 8. You're on the outside. So if you stay on the outside here of the fire, you cannot take damage. So you just keep staying around here, hit it again, run around, hit it again, and you're good to go. So that one I got cut too close, and I took damage. Look, I just jinxed myself there. So I didn't stay far enough on the outside. So if you cut too many corners, he stays active too long and he hits you. But that's not a time loss regardless. So this next one, there's a new strat. So if you stay to the right, so I'm not going to do it because I feel like this is still a little bit faster for me for some reason because I get less balls to be shot out. But if you stay to the right hitbox has a hitbox for both the left and the right. And I'll showcase that in an actual run there. So I'm going to stay to the right and just keep jumping for like a minute, and you never do it. But I feel like more of these blue balls get shot out when I do that. If I do it this way, the balls don't really get shot out, and it saves even more time. Because less balls get shot out, the less time they're going to be on the screen, faster it is. So boom, there it is, end of the game, right? Wrong. That is bad ending. Bad ending ends right there. Okay, the reason it's bad ending because Robotnik taunts you and is like, hey, you didn't get all these Chaos Emeralds, and he wants to juggle them around and kind of faunts them in your face. However, being the good Sonic player we are, we caught all 7 Chaos Emeralds. All right. So now we're flying around. The Flickies around us. They're going to help us defeat Robotnik. So his super weapon, right? His final weapon. It's the hardest boss in all of Sonic history. Not. All right. So all you're going to do is there's there's like 5, maybe 6 cycles. So what it is you have each boss. So there's a little gimmick here. He shoots a laser out of his hands, right? So he shoots 6 times, and then he shoots 6 more. Comes up, hits him, boom, move on to the next section. Each guy takes 1 hit. You have to do it twice. The only hard part is that you only get you get 6 rings. Now we're going to leave some just in case we take some damage. So this next guy, he shoots flamethrower twice. All right, he shoots it twice. You run around it, disappears, comes up, boom, hit him. That flamethrower goes away, and we're on the next section here. So there's 2. So now here's the hands. So he has giant robot hands, obviously, here, right? So it's going around, makes some noise like beep, 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 goes faster, you're running away from them. So what I try to do is I set it up to where they're already going to be. So if you get them too far apart from where you want them, they take longer to set up. So I try to set them up perfectly where it needs to be, just like that. So they drop 3 times, now they're in the perfect spot, and they go straight back. The hand on the top doesn't go left, and the hand on the bottom doesn't go right. So you want to get them both in the middle to where they're going to back up perfectly and then launch at you. So there's already section 3. Now we're on the rockets. So he's going to shoot like 5 or 6 rockets. You kind of run around in place for a minute. He drops them all there. He comes back to where he shot them. You hit him. Move on to the final section. Now the last one here, he's going to shoot a bunch of balls. Now if I stay right here, you don't really take damage. Now I just jump around just in case if you're just off a little bit, but you can stand there, I believe, and you're not going to take damage. But I always jump just to jump. So he goes back and forth twice, and that's the first time all the way around. So now you'd be like, oh, we're done, right? Here's a new guy. Wrong. It's the same thing again. Nothing changes at all. All right, for this. Doesn't get any harder, not any more hits. Doesn't get faster. You just got to do it without taking any damage. So there it is. Get my 2 extra rings just in case. And here we go. So this would be a good fight for some donations after the first time, because it's at least another minute and a half of doing the same thing. So you can get a handful of donations to end the run. Then I come back and we go time here in a minute. So there's 2. So now we're going to have the hands again here. So they're going to try to attack us 3 more times. Put them in the good spots. So you always want to put their backs towards the wall that they're going to aim here. So they can come up, but he doesn't come to this side. So you can't put them exactly where you want them, that would be nice. But putting them towards the middle is good nonetheless. So there they are. They come down. They're going to spin roll, and you jump over it. He comes right there. Jump on him, boom. 2 more spots here. We're going to have the rocket launcher. So here comes the rockets. And boom, hit him there. And then our last little shooting the ball twice. So there goes down. Back is 1. Down. Back is 2. He'll pop up right after this. And as soon as he pops up, that will be time. 39.56. So that was my first sub 40 PB. So that is technically second on the leaderboards right now for the good ending runs. So I'm like 30, I believe it's like 30 seconds, 40 seconds behind the world record on this. This is a good run, so now we get to see the little ending cutscene here that you don't see unless you beat the good ending. Otherwise, I said Robotnik's going back and forth. So they're like, yay, thank you for saving us. We're so grateful. Nobody messes with me and my friends. And then see, and that's it. Like, that's the whole game. Now, there's another different version. The Saturn version does change a little bit. It has a little difference than the Genesis version. The special stages are different. But then again, this is a good run. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully this gets in. Thank you for watching.